Hi everyone, my name is Sim Jia Hong. Today I will present about the intention and adoption of cashless payment method among the young adults in Malaysia. The introduction: the cashless has emerged as the most well-liked and frequently used form of the payment. The cashless payment methods such as credit and debit cards, mobile payments, and e-wallets have become increasingly popular in Malaysia among the young adults. A cashless transaction is one of a product and the service are traded without the use of actual cash, especially when done it electronically, and service are exchanged without the use of physical currency. However, despite the growing popularity and cashless payment methods, there are still has some barriers to their widespread adoption in Malaysia, particularly among the old adults and those in rural area. That's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good evening. My name is ADLINA MAZDI with number matrix AP200001. Today I'll present for the literature review part. So based on the figure, this figure shows the research framework for our study about the intention and adoptions of cashless payment among young adults in Malaysia. So in this figure, it represents all the variables that involved in the study, which is the independent variable have a 6 items, which is the first one is performance expectancy, the second one is alpha expectancy, the third one is social influence, the fourth one lifestyle compatibility, the fifth one business security, and the lastly facilitating conditions. And the dependent variable in this study research is about the adoptions of cashless payment. So, based on this research framework, there are 6 hypotheses that we made that will come out, which is the first one is performance expectancy has a positive influence on adoptions of cashless payment, and the second hypothesis is alpha expectancy has a positive influence on adoptions of cashless payment, and the third hypothesis is social influence has a positive influence on adoptions of cashless payment. And the fourth hypothesis is lifestyle compatibility has positive influence on adoptions of cashless payment. And the fifth hypothesis is perceived security also has a positive influence on adoptions of cashless payment. And the last hypothesis, which is the hypothesis number 6, the facilitating conditions has a positive value on adoptions of cashless payment. Adoption of cashless in the society. Around the world, technological advancement and cashless societies are gaining popularity. So going cashless is actually a global movement. However, because infrastructure, which is referred as a technology, and culture differ from country to country, what works in one may not necessarily work in another, which is in the term of behavior. So different forms of transaction can now be carried out without the need of cash, such as paying with credit card at store or online. However, electronic wallets, e-wallets, now a crucial component of the electronic payment system and one of the greatest technologies of the 21st century. So, for the first element, which is the first item, the performance expectancy. Performance expectancy can be referred as a good or service that is calculated by measuring the perceived advantages of adopting technology. Second, effort expectancy. Effort expectancy is actually the level of comfort related to customer usage of technology. Third, items, the social influence. It is actually the degree to which customer believes that significant persons, such as family and friends, think they should utilize a certain technology. The four items, lifestyle compatibility, which is the natural alignment of lifestyle components and provide a social image among peers. The fifth element, process security. which means cumulative construct in the adoptions of online payment transactions that develops over the time as a result of consumer consistent evaluations of a system's security performance. And the last item, which is the facilitating conditions, means the availability of the technological resources that can make using information system easier. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is GINA LIEW. My number matrix is AP200221. Now I'm going to present a part of research methodology. The research methodology that used in this research is a single method design which is using quantitative methods. A 5-point Likert scale is used in this research, and there is an online survey questionnaire created by using Google Forms. Next, the research design. This research is focused on the UTHM students from FPTP, BPB, and the number of the sample is 60 students. The quantitative methods is used to examine the hypothetical models of this study, which focuses on the intention and adoption of cashless payment methods among young adults in Malaysia. The type of data collection. The type of data collection used in this study is through distributing online questionnaires to the samples respondents in UTHM. The social media platform that the researcher used to distribute the online questionnaires are such as Facebook, Telegram, and WhatsApp. The population of this study is the young adult in UTHM who are studying production and operation, which called BPB in the Faculty of Technology Management, and using the e-wallet as payment methods in Malaysia. The data is collected cross-sectional with the purposive sampling method application. Next, IBM SPSS 27 will be used to measure the reliability and validity of the data collected from the questionnaire research. And lastly is the data analysis. The data collected from the quantitative research will be analyzed using the method of SEM-AMOS. There are two tests under SEM, which are measurement and structural model testing. Confirmatory factor analysis, which is called as CFA, is conducted in the measurmental model. The overall goodness of fit model will be evaluated at this stage. The path of each hypothesis will be tested in the structural model test. In structural model testing, the hypothesis is supported when the effect or relationship is significant at p-value smaller than 0.01 or smaller than 0.05, and that's all. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Chamian and matrix number is AP200129. Now I will continue present about result and discussion. A total of 60 respondent students in this study from UTHM FPTP. There are 35 of the respondents, 58.3% are male, while 25 of the respondents, 41.7% are female. Next, experience in using cashless payment. The number of respondents with the highest cashless payment experience in this table was good, and very good respondents were on the same frequency, with a frequency of 21-35%, while only 3.3% were in poor experience. And the next one is age. Table 3 showed that 40 of the respondents, 66.7%, were aged between 22 until 25 years old. Of this, 60 of them, 26.7%, are aged 18 until 21 years old, followed by 26 until 29 years old. It is 3.3%, and 13 until 33 years old is 3.3% with the same frequency. Table voluntariness show that the frequency of occasional and frequent voluntary is the same. It had 22 respondents, it is 36.7%. Of this, 4 respondents, 6.7%, are never and very frequently volunteer. followed by 8 respondents, it is 13.3% is rare. According to the table discrete statistic, it shows all the issues that affect the adoption of cashless. Out of the 7 independent variables, the highest mean value reported for prehensive security was 2.0767, and the standard deviation is 0.61074. The lowest mean is above expectancies is 1.8458, and the standard deviation is 0.59141. The overall mean of the dependent variable adoption of cashless is 1.9556, and the standard deviation is 0.65374. Next, the test of normality. The data in table show that the chromograph test will be used in this normality test because the respondent is more than 15. Based on the table, the results show that the p-value is less than 0.01, which means lower than 0.05. Thus, the data is not normally distributed. Since the data is not normal, non-parametric tests will be used. And it's a histogram of adoption of cashless. Figure adoption of cashless show that the highest frequency of the cashless adoption is 2, and the lower frequency is 3.5.
Based on the research,
and my group member will continue to present about the result and discussion.
There are many issues impact the adoption of cashless, starting from the performance expectancies. Influence the adoption of cashless payment is 0.529%, and for intention to use the e-wallet is 0.597%. For the next factor, to influence the adoption of using e-wallet, the effort expertise to adopt to use e-wallet is 0.643%, and the effect of the intention to use e-wallet is 67%. The social influence effect to use e-wallet in utilization FPTP student is 61%, and the intention to use e-wallet is 58%. The next factor is lifestyle compatibility. Is the effect of the student using e-wallet is 71%, and intention to use also is 0.64%. The variable for pervasive security of the student using the e-wallet is 0.49%, and the intention to use the e-wallet is 0.53%. And the last variable in this study of the facility condition, the influence student to use e-wallet is 0.562%, and intention to use is 0.64%. And the more effect to utilization to FPTP student to use e-wallet is the lifestyle capability is 0.71%. And so the student are most using e-wallet because the lifestyle changing now every day. Everything is good going to cashless, and people will also following the trend to use it. Make the life easy, but for the less affection of to students using the e-wallet is present security. It is 0.49%. Security is because now almost the modern way to use cashless, and the security technology is more safety between the 10 years ago. So there are this variable are a big influence on. It's not a big influence on the student to use the cashless payment. That's all for me. Thank you.
Good evening to all of you. My name is Wang Tahi, AP200370. I will continue the presentation by the conclusion. On this study, our group 12 have been find out the e-wallet apps are popular and accepted among the young people, young generation in nowadays. So what is the reason to involve them to using e-wallet? The first thing is because the convenience of the web wallet apps. Second is a new lifestyle habit enabled by e-wallet app, especially after COVID-19. The new lifestyle with cashless payment have been more popular. That's why the e-wallet app are more popular in the young generation. And the last of the reason is the wallet app is suitable for use with any one of the device. In this generation, there are many people are using the smartphone. So whatever smartphone she has, it can easy to use the e-wallet apps. That's why they are more popular to using e-wallet app and recommend to their other friends. This is all about our finding in our research methodology. Thank you for all of you listen to our presentation. Thank you.